Travel has always been my greatest teacher, shaping not just my understanding of the world, but also my sense of self. Each journey, whether across continents or just to the next town, has offered lessons I never expected. Lessons in patience, humility, and the art of seeing beauty in the unfamiliar. It pushes me to see the world through new eyes, to question my assumptions, and to embrace the unknown with curiosity rather than fear. Every destination, no matter how distant or daunting, holds the promise of transformation. This time, our compass pointed to a place known for its reserve, a destination whispered about for its cool reception to outsiders. It was a country that didn't appear on most travelers' bucket lists. A place where the welcome mat seemed to be rolled up and tucked away. Friends questioned our choice, their voices tinged with skepticism and concern. "Why go there?" they asked. "Wouldn't it be easier to visit somewhere more inviting?" But the challenge, the uncertainty, was exactly what drew us in. Why go where you're merely tolerated? Why seek out places where you might be met with indifference or even suspicion? The answer for me lies in the heart of what it means to truly travel. Because true travel is about connection, even when it's hard. It's about reaching across invisible barriers, about finding common ground in the most unlikely places, and about learning to listen before you speak. We packed not just clothes but humility and patience, knowing that these would be our most valuable tools. We prepared ourselves for awkward moments, for misunderstandings, and for the possibility of rejection. We rehearsed key phrases in the local language, hoping that even a simple greeting or a heartfelt thank you might open a door or spark a smile. We knew that effort, even imperfect, could be a bridge. Our goal wasn't to conquer, but to quietly learn and find shared humanity behind the curtain of indifference. We wanted to observe, to listen, and to understand the rhythms of daily life that often go unnoticed by outsiders. The night before our flight, anxiety mixed with purpose. I lay awake, replaying our plans and wondering what awaited us. Would we be welcomed, or would we remain on the outside looking in? Travel, for me, bridges, divides, and replaces fear with experience. It's a way to challenge stereotypes, to build empathy, and to discover that beneath the surface we are more alike than we are different. This trip was a mission, to listen, observe, and document not just the places we visited, but the feelings and stories that unfolded along the way. We wanted to understand why some communities view tourism warily, to see the world from their perspective, and to reflect on our own role as visitors. With that, I finally drifted off to sleep, my mind swirling with anticipation and hope, ready for whatever lay ahead. Sometimes the most meaningful journeys begin with uncertainty, and it's in those moments of doubt that we find the courage to truly explore. Imagine your quiet neighborhood suddenly flooded with strangers treating it like a theme park. Over-tourism strains resources, drives up prices, and can push locals out, turning smiles to scowls. Cultural differences matter. What's friendly in one place can be intrusive in another. History and economic disparity add layers. Outsiders may be met with suspicion, and locals may feel left behind. Reserve isn't always hostility, it's often a shield to protect identity and tradition. When tourism's benefits aren't shared, frustration and unwelcomeness can fester. Stepping off the plane, the air felt different, subdued, efficient, reserved. No cheerful welcomes, just quiet focus and brief interactions. Our taxi driver was silent, the city's beauty muted by a sense of seriousness. We felt like outsiders, observing but not belonging. At our guest house, the proprietor was stern and direct, my attempt at humor falling flat. For a moment I wondered if we'd made a mistake, but as she handed us the key, she quietly recommended a bakery, her eyes softening for a second. That tiny gesture cracked the stoic facade. It reminded us that connection here would have to be earned, not given. We realized respect and patience would be our way in. Even the smallest kindness can feel monumental in a reserved place. We set out, determined to find more. For days we moved through the city like ghosts, blending in and observing. The city pulsed with life all around us, yet we felt invisible, drifting through crowds that seemed to flow like rivers, each person lost in their own world. We watched the rhythm of daily life, the subtle choreography of commuters, shopkeepers, and families all moving with a quiet purpose. It was as if we were watching a play from behind the curtain, present but unseen. Locals rarely smiled at strangers, so we adapted, polite nods instead of grins. We learned to mirror their reserved manner, exchanging brief glances and the smallest gestures of acknowledgement. It was a language of restraint, a way of respecting boundaries in a place where privacy was valued above all. The turning point came in a park, when a child fell and I instinctively smiled at him. The moment was so simple, yet it broke through the invisible wall we'd felt since arriving. My reaction was automatic, a gentle smile meant to comfort, to say, "You're okay." His tears stopped and he smiled back, a universal connection. In that instant the world seemed to pause. The language barrier, the cultural differences all faded away. We were just two people sharing a moment of understanding and kindness. His mother, relieved, offered the first genuine smile we'd seen. It was a small gesture, but it felt monumental, a silent thank you, a bridge between strangers. Her eyes softened, and for the first time we felt truly welcomed. In that moment, barriers dissolved. We were just people comforting a child. The crowd around us seemed to sense the shift, and suddenly, we were no longer outsiders. We were participants in a shared human experience, united by empathy. We learned, here, smiles are reserved for real moments, not strangers. They are precious, given only when truly meant. It's not coldness, but sincerity. A culture that values authenticity over empty gestures. From then on, we focused on authentic interactions, thanking shopkeepers, complimenting chefs. We sought out genuine exchanges, letting go of the need to fit in and instead embracing opportunities to connect, however small. Not every attempt was met with warmth, but each genuine smile felt like a treasure. Every time someone's face lit up in response, it felt like unlocking a secret part of the city, a reward for patience and openness. The city's reserve wasn't dislike, but privacy. People valued their space, their inner worlds, and we came to respect that. It was a lesson in humility and in the quiet strength of community. We stopped trying to blend in by being somber and started seeking real connection. We realized that true belonging comes not from imitation, but from honest, heartfelt moments, no matter how brief. Sometimes a single smile can change everything. It can open doors, soften hearts, and remind us that, no matter where we are in the world, kindness is a language everyone understands. Every traveler makes mistakes. Mine happened at a bustling food market. Eager to try a local specialty, I approached a vendor with rushed gestures and broken words. He ignored me, serving a local who greeted him formally. I realized my error. I'd been abrupt, missing the social ritual. Swallowing my pride, I tried again. Formal greeting, eye contact, patience. The vendor softened, sliced the meat, and offered me cheese to try. "With this is better," he said. I thanked him sincerely and he shared a smile. That moment taught me, respect is the most valuable currency. Even clumsy efforts, if sincere, are appreciated. I left the market humbled, determined to do better. Sometimes a small act of humility opens doors. Every misstep is a chance to learn. The best travel moments aren't on any top 10 list. No guidebook can truly prepare you for the magic that happens when you least expect it. These moments don't come with fanfare or crowds, but instead, they quietly unfold in the background of your journey, often when you're simply wandering, open to whatever the day brings. They happen in quiet, unexpected places, on a side street, in a tucked-away cafe, or in a small shop you stumble into to escape the rain. It's in these unplanned pauses that the true spirit of a place reveals itself. One afternoon, caught in a sudden downpour, we ducked into a tiny bookstore, its windows fogged up from the rain outside. The air inside was thick with the scent of old paper and ink, a comforting contrast to the storm. The elderly owner, curious but reserved, looked up from his desk and asked where we were from. His eyes held a gentle curiosity, as if he'd seen many travelers pass through, each with their own story. We admitted the city was beautiful but challenging, its language unfamiliar, its customs sometimes hard to read. We shared our feelings honestly, not expecting much more than a polite nod. He listened intently, then quietly reached for a book of poetry from a nearby shelf. "This," he said, "is my city's soul." He pressed the book into our hands, his gesture both simple and profound. He opened the book and began to read a poem aloud, his voice soft but steady. After each line he paused to translate, making sure we understood not just the words but the feeling behind them. We didn't understand every word, but we felt the emotion and pride in his voice. The meaning was clear in the way he spoke, in the way his eyes lit up with each verse. What started as a brief shelter from the rain turned into a conversation that lasted over an hour. We talked about literature, about life, about the things that connect us all, no matter where we're from. He never tried to sell us anything. He simply wanted to share his culture, his stories. and a piece of his heart. It was a genuine exchange, free from expectation or obligation. When we finally left, the rain had stopped, but something inside us had changed. We felt a deep gratitude, not just for the shelter, but for the kindness and connection we'd found in that quiet corner of the city. Behind the city's reserve, we discovered open hearts waiting to be found. Sometimes all it takes is a little vulnerability and a willingness to listen. Kindness often appears when you least expect it, hidden in a smile, a shared story, or a simple act of generosity from a stranger. Sometimes the quietest moments are the most profound, reminding us that the true treasures of travel are the connections we make along the way. This journey reinforced principles that turn travel into meaningful exchange. First, learn before you go. Understand the culture, history, and language. Even a few local phrases show respect and open doors. Second, observe and adapt. Watch how locals interact and follow their lead. Dress appropriately, keep your voice down, and ask before taking photos. Third, lead with humility and patience. Mistakes happen. Apologize, smile, and learn. Remember, you're the visitor. The onus is on you to bridge the gap. Support the local community. Eat at family-run places, buy from artisans, hire local guides. Spend thoughtfully so your visit benefits those who live there. These small choices foster goodwill and make travel a force for good. The best journeys leave a positive mark on you and the places you visit. As our plane ascended, I reflected on what we'd learned. We arrived apprehensive, left with compassion and understanding. The country wasn't unwelcoming, just reserved, valuing privacy and sincerity. The difference between tourist and traveler became clear. One consumes, the other connects. This journey demanded patience and humility, rewarding us with genuine moments. A hard-won smile is more valuable than one given freely. Discomfort led to growth and unforgettable memories. We carried home the bookseller's poem, the vendor's cheese, the mother's smile. The world isn't simply friendly or unfriendly, it's beautifully complex. Travel's greatest gift is appreciating that complexity firsthand. Our adventure was just one chapter in a lifetime of exploration. The world is vast, full of stories and lessons, especially in places that challenge us. Travel, done with an open heart, breaks down barriers and builds empathy. My goal is to share these journeys, inspiring you to explore with curiosity and respect. Let's celebrate places that welcome us and learn from those that challenge us. Thank you for joining me. There are countless stories yet to be told. The world is waiting. Let's discover it together.